Ooni of Ife allegedly bans his wives from seeing him for the period of 30 days, 1 month, following their refusal to leave the palace after he has ordered them to leave. And they say they wahala in the palace, they cry, they begging and everything. The man said no, that none of them is allowed to come close to him. None of them is allowed to enter his chambers. None of them is allowed to see him. None of them is allowed to have any form of relationship with him for 30 days. I mean, this is what the monarch is supposed to have done the entire time, because it's beginning to really look funny to see that Ooni of Ife would tell his wives, this is where I want you to stay. And they tell him they are not going to stay. He is king, for crying out loud. And besides, even in other marriages, like normal marriages, you are the man. When you say this is what your wife is supposed to do, she is supposed to submit, okay? Not to talk of a royal marriage. Who are these women who say no when the king has, decided on what he wants to do? So right now, I think all this while people were saying do this, he already knew what he was going to do. This is the first portion of punishment he's giving to them. Nobody knows what the second, third, and fourth will be. At the end of the day, nobody will tell these women that, look, you don't have what it takes to stand with the monarch, the Ooni of Ife. Welcome back to my channel, Delaram. It's your girl, Delaram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the south and still on the royals. People appreciate you, Delaram. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your loyalty, for your love, for your support, for everything. I am so grateful. You wow me so many times. Thank you so much. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Now, report reaching us now is that the Ooni of Ife bans his wives from getting into his chambers, having anything to do with him, any kind of relationship with him. They say the wives that are actually banned is Olori Mariam, Olori Runke, and Olori Ashley. Now, Timi Tokba is out, and Dr. Lizzie is out. Now, he says that they need to know who married who, whether they married him or he married them. He's been keeping quiet that nobody has the right to take his, his gentility for, weakness, okay? Ooni is a very meek person, especially when it comes to women, okay? Ooni is a civilized man. I do know that now that, polygamy is spelled among his name, a lot of people might think that he doesn't have the level of civilization that he has, but he does. Ooni is well-traveled. He's seen the world. He's rich and everything. And before now, he had absolutely nothing to do with polygamy. But sometimes as we grow, we say, that's why they say never say never, because he said never the other time. Like, he said that he would never have anything to do with polygamy. And as a matter of fact, that was even what really broke Naomi's heart, because they had this discussion when they were about to get married. Ooni said he does not believe in polygamy. He believes in a one-man, one-woman thing and all of that. But as royalty, he's not the one who makes all the decisions. People think they have right to make decisions for him because he is serving them, because they put him there. And they feel like, because he is, of course we do know that Ooni is a traditionalist. Yes, so Ooni may be exposed, but he is a traditionalist, okay? He believes in tradition, Ifa, and all of that. And a lot of Yoruba people, no matter how exposed they are and all of that, they believe in these things because it is their, it is what they were taught, okay? From when they were born, okay? So they know these things and they believe in it. And there's nothing wrong with believing in whatever you have the conviction to believe in. So right now, You remember when this drama, this thing about leaving the palace and not leaving the palace, it's been going on for up to maybe now 8 months now. If I stand to be corrected, okay? It's been going on for up to 8 months now. The women will not leave. First of all, it was the father who started it. Like when it was very close for Naomi to return back and they prepared a place. Remember that place that got burnt in the palace? And that did not happen. And everything calmed down. It was as though after that place got burned, everybody retraced their step. There was no need for the women to leave. But later again, when Queen Naomi became very adamant, remember when she came out and granted an interview. And I love Queen Naomi so much because I do think that she granted that interview deliberately. Yes, so to send a message, okay? Because Queen Naomi is somebody that if she wants to spoil everything, she'll go and announce it. When she gets angry and she wants to spoil everything so that it does not, in fact, she will just go and put it out there. So when she came out and granted that interview, that she was a bride waiting to be dressed, okay? You know the way she talks with so much wisdom. She doesn't talk much. That she was a bride waiting to be dressed. And they asked her about returning back to the palace. And she made it very clear that she would never return back to the palace. She said she was never going to be, square peg in a round hole, okay, trying to fit into a round hole, right? And so she would never do that. So let me go to this. Somebody asked me what's the meaning of square peg in a round hole. You know, when you have a square peg and you're trying to fit it into a round hole, you know it's very difficult. That was what she was talking about. And so right now she said she was not leaving. And Ooni now, when Ooni saw what was happening, Ooni had to work against time, expedite action to ensure that he does not lose that woman. Plus, she was trying to press for with the customary arrangement to give her freedom and all of that. Now Noni started fighting that these women would leave. They refused to leave. I know a lot of you come here. I see a lot of you saying, Delaram, where do you stand? Are you saying they will not leave? Why are you even asking me where I stand? Is it my decision? It's not my decision. Me, I'm a blogger. I'm just telling you what I heard, okay? So I told you that it was going to be very difficult for them to leave. And it is what is happening. But right now, Ooni seems to be making the best decision ever. Taking action, drastic action against these women. That, okay, if you're not leaving, you will not have me as well. Right now, they say he has banned them from seeing him. They don't live together. Ooni has his own chambers. Even when Queen Naomi was in the palace, Ooni had his own chambers. Somebody came the other time and told me they live together. They don't live together, okay? Ooni has his own chambers for him alone. And he calls them whenever he wants to see them, okay? And so now he has stopped them from seeing him. He has stopped them from having any relationship with him. Like, allegedly, of course, that I always tell you I'm not there. These are all alleged information. And he has stopped them from seeing him, having any relationship with him, having to talk to him, and all of that for 1 month. That is 30 days. And that is a lot for them. And it is said that these women cried so much that they have already started begging that they were going to do this. He said no, that he has given an order, is going to stay, okay? Whether they come down and they beg or whatever happens, that they are not going to see him for 30 days. They waited, they pushed him this far to make this announcement, and right now that he has made the announcement that they will not be seeing him for 30 days. But that does not stop any function because they have their schedule for each month, okay, that Dr. Elizabeth prepares. Let's say, for instance, they have prepared a schedule for them to attend. They have a function in Lagos. I think on the 20-something, they have a function, his wife and himself. It's not going to stop them. They will go together. But seeing him like one-on-one, husband and wife, let's sit down and talk. Like, of course, today he might decide to call Miriam, tomorrow he might decide to call Runke, next month he might decide to call Toby, Ashley when Ashley is in the country, and that is how they run it. They don't do calendar for who stays today, who stays tomorrow. They don't do that, okay? And allegedly, that is what I heard. He calls whenever anybody he feels like at that time, that moment he wants to be with that person, he calls that woman. So right now he's saying these 3 women would not see him. They will have absolutely nothing to do with him. He will not have a discussion with them. He will not have anything to do do with them. And that for these women means a lot because, see, let me tell you something. If you are a single woman, sorry, if you are with your husband, you know that by the time you stop seeing and talking, you're estranging yourself from each other, and it's very dangerous. And they say the women are crying so much over this new development and they are begging. I wanted to bring you this update. I'm going to bring you more so this video doesn't get too long. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.